Kangaroo Island or KI is the third largest island of Australia, about 45 minutes by ferry off the coast of South Australia. The island is 160 kilometers across, and has an abundance of wildlife, natural scenery, wineries and beaches. Kangaroo Island was separated from the mainland around 10,000 years ago. It was first explored by Matthew Flinders in 1802 whilst en route from UK to Sydney. He named the island in honour of the feast of kangaroo he and his crew enjoyed on the island. More extensive mapping, especially of the south coast, was done by the French explorer Nicolas Baudin, which is why a number of geographical features have French names. The island is 160 kilometers wide, east to west, and around 50 kilometers from top to bottom at its widest. The north of the island has more protected seas, with the south generally having larger waves, higher cliffs and stronger currents. There are still some white sandy beaches and inlets on the south, though, such as Pennington Bay, Distries Bay, Bales Bay and Hanson Bay. The main settlements are within an hour of each other on the east, with more remote areas in the west. The cliffs and bays can be spectacular, and there are interesting geological formations along the south, the most popular to visit being Admiral's Arch and the Remarkable Rocks. While there is evidence of Aboriginal people living on the island, as long as 16,000 years ago, the island has not been inhabited by Aboriginal people for at least 2,000 years. From 1803 the island was visited by sealers and whalers, exploiting the natural resources of the island. In addition, a number of independent settlers arrived, thought to be mainly escaped convicts and those looking for a lifestyle unencumbered by regulation, took up residence between 1803 and the start of official settlement in 1836. From the late 1800s parts of the island were being actively preserved. Flinders Chase National Park was proclaimed in 1912. During the 1920s the island was seen as an opportunity to preserve species that were threatened on mainland Australia, with attempts at introducing several, including koalas. Thanks for watching this episode of VideoVoyage.TV. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow us on these social networks. If this stuff was valuable for you, please help others finding it by sharing it on your social networks. Thanks again and see you next time.